When do you actually have to?
I have to call in on the 21st of this month, next week, to find out from the Federal Bureau of Prisons where I'm supposed to go.
You don't know which prison you're going to?
I don't know, and then I have to be there the 27th. I have to present myself.
Is there any chance that you could be going to a quote-unquote white-collar prison?
That's what they're asking for. They're asking for a hospital facility because I have quite a few medical problems right now. I'm morbidly obese, obviously. My blood pressure was 150/90 going into court. My blood sugar was almost 414. I have problems with cellulitis in my legs. I have a lot of medical problems.
Yeah.
So they were asking for a hospital facility attached to one of the federal prisons, so I could start out in the hospital and hopefully get my weight down and get my medical problems solved, and then go over to the prison.
Oh, I see. So it would start there, and then.
So we applied for Devens, which the paper reported there were no federal prisons in Massachusetts, but that was incorrect. There actually is a facility at Devens.
Is it a nice one?
So I don't have a clue. But
well, you must have an idea on where you'd like to go, though.
Oh, well, that's where we applied for. So at least I'd be in Massachusetts, and maybe my family could then visit me.
Yeah, I see. So, you have any advice for anybody out there who's...
Well, number one, I cooperated from the very beginning. When they first came to my door in 2007, they woke me up from a sound sleep. Now, there again, let me just state.
How did they find out about this anyway?
Charles Mangus. He told them that he'd bought a bunch of teeth from me. He's in court right now. Also, he's having a second trial. But he lied to the federal authorities, and he also was in trouble for scrimming a bunch of teeth that he sold as antique on the scrimshaw.
You and him had no connection? I mean, it is nothing between the two of you guys?
Years ago, I'm the one who gave him a start in my store, along with Michael Vino and Kim England. They were all given spaces in my store on Center Street to start their businesses. But no, I had nothing to do with him for years, other than he would come in and buy teeth.
I see. What happens to your business then? I mean, you have to close your business, but
it's over. It's gone.
What do you do with all
we're gonna have some estate sales on the premises, and then whatever's left is gonna have to go to the second shop on consignment. So I'm gonna lose hundreds of thousands.
So what goes through your? Is it constant? It must be constant.
It's constant. I had a panic attack for the first time the other day. I've never had one. I mean, I was just frozen. I couldn't move. My mind was racing about everything. I'm trying to get everything together in time for me to leave. I'm behind on my taxes because the federal government had the agents from NOAA took most of my paperwork when they seized everything in 2007. So I had no paperwork to go on, so I couldn't file taxes. I mean, it's just been one thing after another.
What about your family? Are they supporting you at all? Are they helping you?
Well, they're my ex just moved back up to Quebec, so
yeah.
She doesn't have a job right now. She's in not great shape to do that. And my younger sister's in Vermont. She's barely hanging on with her husband. And my mother is in a home now with dementia, and she has a financial. In fact, Judge Perone, that has a house here on the island, is in charge of her finances, so she can't do anything. So I'm sort of between a rock and a hard place. So that's why I couldn't get a lawyer early on. I didn't get a lawyer because they kept telling me every time I talked to them, including when they raided my house, that it wasn't about me, that they were just doing an investigation. And then all of a sudden in court, their attitude was, well, he should have known to lawyer up from the beginning. They should have known we were after him. They lied to me. They called me on February 27th, 2007. This was Kathy Piscatero, who was the federal prosecutor, called me at the shop along with Agent Odiatis from NOAA, saying they were sending me a fax and that I had to sign it and send it back immediately that day, or else they would look at me as no longer being cooperative in their investigations, and that I'd be in adversarial position, and I would no longer be in the good graces of the federal government. So I ran over there, I glanced over it, I signed it, I sent it back. I find out 2 years later that I was signing away my rights under the statute of limitations. They had 16 hours left, or else they never would have been able to take me to court. This thing all started.
So David,
this thing dates to 2000.
I understand. So, if you had the money, would you have hired a different lawyer?
Well,
If you had the
first of
money-
all, I never would have signed away my life
yeah,
under
but I
statute
mean,
of limitations.
Did the lawyer that you have any effect, any bearing on where you're at right now?
Oh, I think she did as good a job as she could, but our defense at the time was that we were in a buyer-seller business relationship, and therefore there's no way I could be in a conspiracy, because obviously
So how can
these
another
guys were
lawyer
lying
help
to
you
me.
then? I don't get.
Well, we've got a whole different set of circumstances now that we know.
Oh, okay.
They lied about what I knew. Agent Odiatis, I told him when they first came in the house that I had sent away for information from Fish and Game because I was trying to export a walrus tusk to the United Kingdom. This is 1989. Excuse me, 1998. And I received a flyer from Fish and Game. He transposed that into that I had complete knowledge and had received all the CITES, treaties, documentation. And I was fully aware of the laws, and I didn't care. When in fact, when he came into my house, I didn't even know what CITES meant. He had to tell me. They convinced the jury
David.
that I was that I thought I was above the law, that I had total knowledge of the law, and that I didn't care.
All right.
And that's why I got the
All right,
conspiracy.
Worst case scenario, you got to go serve your time.
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna. What's the hope? How are you going to deal with this? What do you hope to? If you have to do the entire time, what do you hope you come out with when you come out of there?
I hope I'm still intact, and I can start my life, but it's never going to be the same.
Is that it? else?
I really don't.
You're going to try to get healthy, David?
Oh, I'm going to try and lose weight and get in good shape while I'm there. Oh yeah, I'm going to use that as a positive.
And with good behavior, what are we really looking at?
I don't have a clue. They haven't told me.
Maybe 18 months?
No, I think it'll be closer to 2.5 years. I think he mentioned a couple of months off, possibly. But the whole thing's insane. Obviously, had I known there was paperwork to be filed, I would have filed it.
Martha Stewart went to jail. She came out. She came out fine. Okay, you'll be fine. You got a lot of friends here. We like you. We hate that this is happening to you.
Let me read you, under exceptions, under the law, what it states. Under Section C, whale's teeth, is accompanied by such documentation as the Secretary may require to prove that any endangered species part or product claimed by the purchaser to be a pre-act endangered species part is in fact such a part. That to me doesn't say that I have to file an endangered species form. It says that you need documentation saying it's pre-ban.
Well, David,
now I haven't finished.
All right.
I was also found guilty of smuggling narwhal tusks. Narwhal tusks are Appendix 2 under the law. Appendix 2 means legal to bring into the country. How do you smuggle something that's legal? Furthermore, paperwork that the government presented at court showed that the tusks I thought were coming from Canada actually came from Atlanta, Newport, and Maine. So you tell me how you smuggle something from within the country that's legal.
I don't know why they would convict you.
Because the jury was convinced by the government that I didn't care how or what went on with these things, that I just wanted to get them. I didn't care.
That you just wanted.
That I just wanted those things more than anything, and they used emails of people sending me advisories that I should have known. Well, I should have known what? They're legal. There was a 32-inch narwhal tusk that I bought from a lady in Canada, and I told her to send it as a walking stick because I needed it for Christmas like 5 days later, and I knew if she put narwhal tusk, it would get stopped in customs. They'd have it for a couple of weeks, and then they'd pass it on.
Yeah.
They took that to mean that I'm trying to break the law. Well, there again, you can call it a walking stick. It doesn't need to be called a narwhal tusk because it's perfectly legal to come into the country. But the way the government skewed it, he's trying to mislabel everything. He's trying to do this. He's trying to do that. So they used every trick in the book to convince the jury that I'm a bad person. I dare say anybody who knows me knows I'm not a bad person. I'm an honest person, and I would never do anything illegal. Why would I endanger my life, my family, and everything I've worked for over a product that makes maybe half the profit of everything else I sell. I mean, you've seen what I sell.
Yeah, I
I
know.
sell everything.
Right.
So I could buy anything in the world. Why? I don't have to buy sperm whale teeth.
Right.
I bought them because at the time, I had just gotten over a sciatic nerve damage. I spent almost a year in bed. I couldn't move around a lot. In fact, when I bought some of these, I was still on crutches. And it was an easy buy and then sell to the merchants around here. I knew I had a market for it. It wasn't difficult. They came to me. They said they had all the paperwork. Everything was fine. It was an easy deal.
You know, but what I don't understand, I mean, and this is it, though, we're going to wrap this up.
Sure.
Is if you were so squeaky clean, why would Charles Mangus tell these people you weren't?
No, he didn't say I wasn't.
No, you said he was the one that's...
No, he just said he bought a
whistle.
bunch of whale's teeth from me. So then they came to investigate me.
Right. So why would he say why would your name even come up?
He was trying to make sure that he got a lesser sentence.
Yeah. So why didn't he point his finger at the guy across the street here? It's at the
because he
Mike
didn't buy anything from him.
I see.
Charlie did buy teeth from me,
I see.
but Charlie also imported teeth on his own from the same people, along with, I guess he was doing elephant tusks and all sorts of other stuff as well.
Well, look, I want to wish you the best. I'm glad that we had this moment. I'm glad that we could be here for you to tell your story, your side of the story.
Thank you.
For whoever might be interested in listening, and I hope that no matter what happens, that you come out of this thing better than you went in, much better than you went into it, and you'll be back in business, and you'll be back on where all your friends are here on Nantucket.
I thank you.
Okay.
I thank you, and let me reiterate. I love whales. I don't want them to start hunting whales again. I think they should be protected, but at the same time, to take me to court under the auspices of an endangered species that's not endangered, I think it's wrong. They're lying about the status of the species in order to do what they have to do.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. Do I get to see this or?
No, of course not. Well, you get to see it when it's done.
Okay, that's what I meant. No, that's what I meant.
No, there's no edit. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right. It'll be on YouTube.
Okay. Will you let me know?
Of course.
Okay.
My channel, Gino Gang, one word.
Okay.
YouTube.com, Gino Gang.
Oh, okay.
One word.
Okay.
It'll get you there.
Okay.
So no matter where you are, I'll try to get this done soon, but
okay.
Yeah,
the sooner the better, because we are trying to do this appeal.
Sure, I understand.